It's ChrystalChyna, and we're back with another episode of Musicology 101. Let's get it! No, y'all, it has been a while. It has been a minute, and we do have some church announcements. Yes. ChrystalChyna has been working.
Yes, working hard
for the money.
We released a single called Jane. If you didn't know, now you know, baby. Know. It's out on all streaming platforms. Jane, by ChrystalChyna.
Yes. And with us doing this episode is kind of like an anniversary episode, because if you guys did not know, we are celebrating 3 years of Musicology 101 with ChrystalChyna. So of course we have to do it on one of our, I guess, idols.
Yeah. So without further ado, I mean, let's just get into it. This woman right here, I mean, we didn't get to have her for long, but she truly is the blueprint for some of our faves.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I mean, we love some of our faves, but if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have some of our faves. You get what I'm saying?
All right.
So
we gotta get into the infamous drum roll.
All right.
Yeah. Minnie Riperton, let's get it.
Minnie Riperton was born Minnie Julia Riperton on November 8th, 1947 to Selah and Thelma Riperton in Chicago. Another one of our Chicago faves.
Yes.
She was the youngest of 8 children, and she did grow up on the south side of Chicago, to be exact.
Minnie got her start in the performing arts at Chicago's Lincoln Center, where she studied music, ballet, and drama. While being a student at Chicago's Lincoln Center, that's where she was trained to become an opera singer. Minnie studied opera under the tutelage of Marion Jeffrey.
Jeffrey trained Minnie to have emphasis on her breathing and her diction, and he also encouraged her to use her full range.
Yes.
I mean, which we all know.
Thank you.
Love today. Thank you. And you know, and like another thing, a lot of people don't know that. I mean, a lot of our faves are classically trained. That is why they know how to do certain runs. And all those arias, it trains your voice for you to just do runs, and it sounds
and
like
be
water.
able to sing any type of song.
Exactly, anything. Marion Jeffrey, he encouraged Minnie to continue her operatic studies at Chicago's Junior Lyric Opera, but you know, I mean, this is like the 60s, so she's already, you know, into the pop and the soul and the R&B, you know, that era.
Right.
That's what she had her heart set on. So, you know, of course she wanted to continue singing, but she wanted to start doing what the gals was doing.
Yes. By age 15, Minnie was in a group called The Gems, where she sang lead vocals. Although the group didn't find much success, it was still a great platform for Minnie's career.
Minnie's group, The Gems, also became studio session singers under the name Studio 3, and they provided background vocals for several artists, including Miss Fontella Bass for her 1965 hit, Rescue Me.
Yes.
Rescue Me. While a part of Studio 3, Minnie met her mentor, Mr. Billy Davis. Billy Davis wrote her local hits, Lonely Girl and You Gave Me Soul.
In honor of Billy Davis, Minnie used the pseudonym Andrea Davis to release those 2 singles. After graduating Hyde Park High School, she enrolled into Luke College, where she joined the Zeta Phi Theta sorority. Minnie decided to take another route, and she decided to drop out of school so that she can pursue her music full time.
After her minor success under Andrea Davis, Minnie joined the group, the psychedelic soul group at that, Rotary Connection.
We love us some Rotary
We learned
Connection
about them from our mom. And in 1967, they released their debut album called Cadet Concept, along with 5 additional albums. Christmas song is our favorite. If it got to the king.
Do you know how long it took us to realize they were talking about Santa Claus getting stoned?
I know. I had no clue.
I
feel like that's one of my favorite holidays.
Yes.
That's the black Christmas music right there. Mistletoe.
Yeah. Yes.
Always
I'm like, I didn't know what he was talking about.
once a year. Yeah, peace at least.
Yeah,
that's right. It's a station. We like it is. What could ever happen? Yeah. The group was created and produced by Marshall Chess, the son of Leonard Chess, who was the co-founder of Chess Records.
In 1970, Minnie went on to release her debut solo album called Come to My Garden on GRT Records. If you know Chyna and I,
Yeah.
we used to stay playing that in what, like 7th, 8th grade? Yes.
That's what, I want this role.
Yeah. That's why, like, when people are just now, I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But we was already on it, honey.
Right. Will somebody wear me to a fair? Will a lady pin me in her hair? Will a child find me by the streams? Kiss my petals with good dreams.
Yeah. The album was produced, arranged, and orchestrated by her Rotary Connection bandmate, Charles Stepney. If you go back and listen to her Flower song, all of that drama, that's all Charles Stepney right there. That is a beautiful song.
Yes.
I'm gonna play that as something. That's a wedding something.
Several of the songs on that album were written by Stepney and Minnie's husband, mega producer Mr. Richard Rudolph,
Yes.
whom she married later that year. At the time, Minnie's debut album, it was not a commercial success per se, but of course, you know, people like us who appreciate real music, it did become critically acclaimed in years to come.
Right.
So a win is a win.
Minnie went on to take a 2-year hiatus. She was in semi-retirement and she became a housewife, and she was living in Gainesville, Florida with her husband and her 2 children. I also want to mention, because it is relevant to the musical history of Minnie Riperton, that she was a backing vocalist for Stevie Wonder and his Wonder Love, thing. Like so many of our favorites, like Miss Denise Williams.
Yeah.
And she might be next.
Yeah,
she might be.
We might
have to reel her in.
Yeah, we have to do one
we
on
do.
her. A living legend.
A living legend. So we have to give her flowers. But yeah, she was in Wonder Love as well. While in semi-retirement, an Epic Records college intern actually found Minnie's demo tape of what we know as one of her biggest hits, Seeing You This Way, and he decided to take it to Don Ellis, who was the VP of A&R of Epic Records.
See how God works?
Don't even know.
Just be having your name.
Yeah.
In rooms, honey. He
that you're not even in. He's working.
Working. Minnie signed with Epic and made the move from Gainesville, Florida to LA, period, because it ain't nothing like the land.
It's not. Perfect angel, and that is what I think about when I think about Miss Minnie Riperton. She really was an angel.
Yes.
Her album Perfect Angel released in 1974, and it actually became one of her best-selling albums. Included on the album was the rock soul anthem Reasons. And that was the first single. The second single was Take a Little Trip, which was written by Stevie Wonder, and he also co-produced the album. And the third single was one of our favorites as well, Seeing You This Way. Sexy. This way makes me feel so happy. See you this way, it makes me feel so good. You come alive. You fill the world with magic. You rule this way. You fill the world with love. La 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 la. I just wanna thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your love. La 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 la. I just wanna. I can't do it today. It's 6:30 in the morning. We're filming like 6:30 in the morning. I'm sorry. I'm not all the way down. The album also features another hit called Every Time He Comes Around. And guess who's doing background vocals on that? Miss Denise Williams.
Silly of me.
Silly of me.
Miss Denise Williams.
Yes.
Legends. I miss the days where the singers didn't have this ego where they could not contribute to others' good music.
I agree.
You know, nowadays it's like,
I don't do backup.
You know, yeah.
But there's an art to background.
Exactly.
I feel like you can learn so much from
there
singing
is. And I'm
actually, I would love to do more background vocals. I love that.
I understand, like, you know, it's not for everybody to have as a career.
No.
But I feel like as an artist, it's okay to lend vocals to another artist's song. It kind of helps make the rawness.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah. Album sales slowing down. Epic was ready to move on to another album, you know, start a new process. But Minnie convinced them to release a fourth single, which was Loving You.
A smart girl.
Genius. I mean, listen to women. Listen to Black women.
Yes. For some odd reason, if you never heard the name Minnie Riperton,
you know that
song. Like, come on now. Like that, I feel like that song is so recognizable to people that don't even speak the English language.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, I remember that was the very first song as a little girl that our mother taught us about, you know, and taught us who that was because, of course, Maya was on SNL when we were huge Maya Rudolph fans as kids watching SNL. And her telling us, you know, like, you know, that song that we hear all the time, Loving You, that's her mom. So, like, her teaching us that, like, I've always had this, like, thing with that song. And it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, absolutely. The song blew up. And in April of 1975, the song reached the top of the charts in the U.S. and in 24 other countries.
Yes, it sold about 1 million copies, honey.
Yes. Loving You, it saved it it saved the album from just becoming like, oh, like this is a great R&B album to like, no, this is a fire R&B album.
This is a standard.
Yes, it became a standard for sure. Minnie was, oh God,
she was ahead of her time.
Yes,
like even the cover art for that album.
Yes,
very ahead of her time.
She was a visionary. You know.
I know.
Okay.
After the success of Perfect Angel, Minnie and her husband Richard started gearing up and working on her next album, Adventures in Paradise.
Joe Sample of the Crusaders wrote the title track, and Stuart Levine co-produced the album.
During the promotional photo shoot for that album, Minnie was actually sitting with a real lion.
Yes.
And she was attacked by
no
said
Photoshop
lion.
back then.
No Photoshop, baby. She was actually attacked by that lion,
yes.
but she sustained no injuries.
Thank God.
But
oh my God. I remember watching that video.
Yes.
I'm like, the way, because I mean, they tell you, of course, to sit still. And she was sitting very still, but that lion still pounced.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either. I'm sorry. I have like a and they're beautiful.
They are beautiful creatures, but
heck no.
Minnie a real one because that's an iconic photo.
It really is, and the fact that it was real,
yes,
girl.
Oh, baby, it's real.
It's real.
The album was successful, and the single from the album, "Inside My Love," however, because people was hating, it didn't get that much airplay because of the suggestive lyrics.
Will you come inside me?
But I feel like that could
be like, I mean, that could mean a lot. That, I mean, we don't, why we always gotta jump to.
Right.
Wait, but they definitely can't talk about our music.
Right.
From our era. Like, y'all is no,
I will say.
I remember mommy was like, oh, she was nasty.
Yes. It's that sweet sensual.
Exactly.
Will you come inside me? Do you wanna ride it? It's sexy. Two people just meeting, barely touching each other. Two spirits greeting, trying to carry further. You are one, and I am
Too early.
In August of 1976, Minnie revealed that she had a mastectomy due to her breast cancer diagnosis. And also, I'm just gonna put it out there, like, Minnie was like the first like real spokesperson for cancer, especially like breast cancer. That
she was the spokesperson for the American Cancer Society.
Yeah,
but we're talking about a whole scope.
Yes,
of
being open about having that diagnosis, because especially like cancer in women,
exactly,
that just things that really shouldn't be a stigma, you know,
right?
It was stigmatized.
It was stigmatized. This was a different time.
Exactly.
Time of her cancer diagnosis, the cancer had already spread, and she was only given 6 months to live. However, Minnie still went on to release a fourth album titled Stay in Love in 1977, which included another collaboration with Stevie Wonder. And in between those years, 1977, 78, she still continued to tour. She was not, you know, physically doing well, but she was physically okay enough to continue working and continue doing music. And of course, she outlived that 6 months that they had given her the first time. You know, a lot of people may not know, but like, she was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Of course, with cancer, you are in pain, but in a lot of her performances at that time, she would basically stand still and hold her arm in a certain position because her arm was always in pain. And she actually developed lymphedema in her arm, from the cancer. And yeah, like, if you go back and watch some of those later performances of hers, like, you can see like she's literally holding her arm in one spot just to stay still. Like, in any other performance, she's not saying that she's not moving, but she's not moving as much.
Right.
Really, it's like, you know, when you watch the end of someone's life, and because she was an artist, we're able to see those times, but it's also very sad. You know, just,
it's not fair.
It's not fair. Like, this was a young, vibrant woman. She was not an older woman. She was young. She had 2 young children. And it's really sad to see, because it's nothing like
this. We're talking about at this, when she was diagnosed, she was like 29.
I know.
Or about to be 29. So I'm like, we're 28.
I know. So I couldn't imagine.
God, I can't. I know we're not supposed to question God, but I heard.
I know. No, when we were doing this and we were getting everything together, when we were getting like the information and doing our research, I just was like, why her? Because she really was a perfect angel.
Yeah, she was. And I feel like, you know, by the grace of God, she outlived what the doctors told her, because I mean, we're very like spiritual people and connected, and we always know God has the final say before anybody else would. And I know that God had a bigger plan for her to continue to release and record music, because I mean, her music is still living on. Minnie's been gone for
over 40 years.
Over 40 years, which is crazy. I'm like, dang, 1979 was that long ago?
I know.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Like, our mom always tells us, like, when Minnie had came out of having, like, you know, her first bout with it before, you know, of course, before it got terrible, but how she saw her and that she gave our mom like this big hug, and how her spirits was just so lifted. And I always think back to our mom telling us that. She was like, she was so happy. And I would like to remember her that way.
Right.
You know? Yeah, so. Sorry, we get all mushy and
I know,
sappy.
it's because we really love people.
We love
people.
hard. We do. By 1978, Minnie actually orchestrated a big move to Capitol Records, and she was able to take her CBS catalog with her. And at this time, of course, she was label mates with our godmommy.
Yes.
Godmommy. And
Capitol Hotties.
The Capitol Hotties. And it's so funny because when we were doing our research, we know that there's a video of a music video for Memory Lane, Minnie's Memory Lane. And it said that there's a music video that has our godmommy in it, like Tavares and some other label mates, but I don't know where it is.
Right. I'm like, Capitol, if y'all got that in the archives,
please release
call me.
Somebody send it to us, please.
Like, anniversary.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
Please.
In April of 1979, Minnie released her 5th and final album entitled Minnie. And it, of course, had literally, this is, I don't know about other people, but I know in the Black community, Memory Lane is like, it just encompasses just the Black community and, you know,
the
our
pain
memories.
and the singing, the, I don't know, the emotion.
Like, I stumbled on this photograph. It kind of made me laugh. It took me way back down memory lane. I see you standing there, such a happy, happy pair. Love beyond compare. Look at that, look at that. Ooh-doo-doo. The way you held me, no one could tell me that love would die. Oh, why did I have to find this photograph? I thought I had forgot the past, and now I'm slipping fast. Oh, back down memory lane. Ooh, I feel the happiness. I feel the pain. Where am I? Back down memory lane. You know, I'm in the sunshine. Ooh, I'm in the rain. Thought it was over. Here I go again.
Oh my gosh. I was actually, if I'm going to be honest, I was listening to that song the other night and I was crying because it could either be a happy song or it could be a really sad song. Yeah. And for me, it is a sad song because the emotions in that song is how I feel when I am looking at an old photo of somebody that has passed on or, you know, something like that. Like that song itself, wow.
Yeah.
I remember, and we might cut this out, I don't know, in the editing. Yeah. But I remember playing this song for a friend, and she had never, of course, did not know who Minnie Riperton was. And that's probably why we're not friends anymore. Oh. But anyway, I was playing this song, me and Chyna were playing this song for her, and
along with another friend
who knew.
Yeah.
And this girl is gonna say, why, you know, like when Minnie gets to the part of like she's basically wailing and crying because when she's saying, I don't wanna go, like we know what she's talking about and what she's alluding to. And the friend is like, what, like, all of that. And we had to explain to her, we were like, she was dying from cancer. Like, are you okay? And she had 2 small children.
I don't even feel like you even had to know the backstory to know that there was real emotion connected to the notes she was singing.
You could even hear the crowd, like the notes voice
were
breaks.
Spot on.
They were, but like the voice breaks.
Yes.
First of all, they were still perfect. Yeah. Voice breaks from her actually having, like, it sounded like she was crying.
It's real emotion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's one thing about, I don't even want to group it up and say about singers today, because the person we're talking about was a singer. Like I said, I don't know if we're keeping this in here, but a lot of times it feels like people today are acting and they're not connected to what they're singing about. So when you actually hear somebody from back in the day who is connected to what they're singing about, it's like they're shell shocked. And it's like, oh, what's that? And it's like, it's emotion, which is what you're supposed to be doing when you're singing. Right. It's not about acting. It's not about I gotta do backflips on stage. It's
and what it looks like.
What it looks like. It's connecting to the music, which Minnie did throughout all of her songs, throughout all of her catalog. It's connection, whether it was sexy, whether it was sweet, whether it was emotional. It was a connection to what she was singing. Every note meant something.
Oh, that was perfect.
Thank you. I'm sorry because you ain't finna play my auntie like that.
No, for real. I was like, good.
Like, don't let
no, for real. I really did take that personal. But anyway.
But she still means so much to us through our mom. From what our mom had an admiration of her as a person and her as a musician.
Exactly.
So that has poured down to us.
It has. We took all that emotion, honey.
We did. Yeah.
But also, I did want to do a fun fact.
Yes.
You know how we had mentioned that her and our godmommy were label mates on Capitol? Minnie's, one of Minnie's sisters was actually briefly our godmother's son, Robbie, his nanny, briefly. Yes. I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, yes. All connected, honey. This is the hard part of the video that we have to go into. As we mentioned before, Minnie was gravely ill, and she did enter the hospital on July 10th. She entered Cedars-Sinai, and by July 12th at 10 a.m. she did pass away in her husband's arms. And I believe they had her funeral the following day, if I'm not
I think like a
few days after. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's just, I hate when we get to that part of when we do this show.
First of all, I hate when children lose their parent.
I know.
Especially a mom.
And they were babies.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know. Like, I'm able to put myself in their shoes because we lost a parent as little girls. So I totally understand that. But a loss of a mother is it provides like a different dynamic with grief. So yes. Minnie, they did release an album for her after she did pass. Like, she was in the process of releasing an album, and thankfully some of her music friends stepped in to help finish the project. Emotional.
Yes.
We have to mention from that album came Here We Go, and honestly, oh my gosh, like Here We Go, that is my okay, that's my song. And of course, we have to mention who did backgrounds on that one.
Feeble. Well, he doing the duet with her.
Yes.
And then Miss Roberta Flack is
doing the backgrounds. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a lazy afternoon. Just a kind of a day made for loving you. I have dreamed so long, is it really so? Oh, baby, grab your head now, 'cause here we go. Ooh, I love the things you do. And the way that I feel when I'm close to you. Well, it's times like this that I'm living for. Oh, baby, grab your hand now, 'cause here we go.
Oh, yes.
On to Wonderland, floating hand in hand, like in the movies. Everyone can tell that I'm in love with you. I never knew what love could do.
All right, we gotta stop.
Yes.
We gotta go to work.
Yeah, we gotta go to work, you guys. Friends like Michael Jackson helped out to finish the album. Joni Mitchell, they provided background vocals to help finish, and so that we could have what we have of Minnie's now. And you know, her legacy does live on, because you saw how emotional we were getting and how into Minnie's history and her world of records, how much we know about her. And this lady had been gone for 17 years by the time we were born. Right. So it's like really personal with this one. Like, this one is personal, and we didn't even get to meet her, but it's just this connection that we've always felt in her.
I'm just glad that, you know, she has children that carried on the legacy.
Right.
Her son is a music engineer.
Yep.
Maya, she has her own legacy.
Exactly. She's this iconic
comedian. She was like the first Black woman on SNL during the 2000s.
Exactly.
I mean, because for the longest, they didn't have a Black woman on there. I think the last time they did, it was like the 80s. But that was short-lived. It wasn't as long as Maya's run. But, you know, Maya has created her own legacy. You know, she has children. They're carrying on the legacy. And then with Minnie's impact on music, we have Mariah Carey. Right. We have Shantae Moore. I'm like, yes, Mariah Carey is definitely mother. But there would be no Ariana Grande if it weren't for Minnie Riperton.
That's true.
So let's put that out there. Minnie is mother.
Yeah, she is. Okay. She has son.
Yes. And I love her son.
I do.
But I never want her name to get out the conversation, because if it weren't for her paving the way and kicking in the doors, a lot of our faves probably would have had a harder time, getting in there. Because she did what she had to do.
Yes. So this is where we leave you.
Yes.
But we will be back with another episode very soon.
Very soon.
Yes.
Tell us who you want to.
Yes. Yeah. And tell us your thoughts on this episode.
Yes. Don't forget to stream our new single, Jane.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys.
Bye.